This prison has no walls. Even when guards see prisoners escaping, they pretend not to notice. That's because the entire area surrounding the prison is a minefield. Anyone who dares to escape risks being blown to bits. Several people, wrongfully accused, were being transported to a small island. As soon as they arrived, they witnessed body bags being carried away. Though they didn't know exactly what was happening, their instincts told them this was no ordinary place. The prison was situated in the center of the island. After disembarking, they became puzzled by the absence of walls around the facility. While they stood there confused, a prisoner suddenly sprinted past them toward freedom. A guard in the tower prepared to shoot but was stopped by a colleague. The group watched as the fleeing prisoner stepped on a landmine and was instantly obliterated. Witnessing this horrific scene, they realized they needed to escape. The older man decided to seek help from the person in charge and request assistance from the consulate. Meanwhile, one of their companions was bleeding from a wound and needed urgent medical attention, so they split into two groups. The older man arrived at an office door and told the guard he wanted to see the person in charge. The guard allowed them inside. Hearing voices from an adjacent room, they followed the sound and entered to find a computer on a desk. On the screen was the very person they wanted to meet. The official informed the older man that their case needed a court ruling, and until then, they would be detained in this prison. The transmission then abruptly ended. Meanwhile, the other group found a doctor, but due to language barriers, he didn't understand what they wanted. He raised his gun, signaling them to leave. Just then, someone behind them spoke fluent English, begging for help. When the group didn't move, the doctor pointed his gun at them. In that moment, the blonde-haired man grabbed a chair and smashed it over the doctor's head, knocking him unconscious. The muscular man asked to be released, and the group wondered why he was immersed in ice water. He explained that the doctor planned to harvest his organs to sell. At the same time, two nurses arrived with a stretcher, placed their injured companion on it, and headed into the prison. On the way, they encountered both returning groups. The older man mistook this as preferential treatment. They were led to a heavily guarded courtyard where the prison administrator Selma received them. She demanded $200,000, threatening to send them home in pieces if they couldn't pay. Then she threw them out. Just outside, a stranger handed them a fax. The young man opened it to find it was from the embassy, acknowledging their situation but explaining that due to special circumstances, they needed time. The stranger told them the embassy had arranged a cell for them. When they arrived at the cell, they found a crime boss waiting. He claimed they owed him a pair of kidneys and pointed to the doctor nearby. The doctor slowly turned around and, facing everyone, pointed at the blonde-haired man, indicating he was responsible for the assault that cost him the kidneys. Without hesitation, the crime boss shot the blonde man in the head. As compensation, he decided he still wanted a pair of kidneys. But who would be the next person immersed in ice water?